Hi everyone, I hope you are well by the grace of God. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If this is your first time, my name is Mamli. This video again is about Mr. Ruto. Like I said before, he has visited India, and the way he was welcomed, I was so impressed because when Africa presidents or ministers visit foreign country, they are treated like they are nobody. They said it themselves. Mr. Ruto said it himself that one time they packed them in a bus like school children. The researching, you can see it yourself on the screen, the way they receive him, like he's important person that he is. I was so impressed with Indian people, Indian government. I was so impressed to see that. The only thing that I wasn't impressed of is, you see, Indian Prime Minister and Indian President, the lady, the way they dress nicely in their culture. This man, anywhere he goes, the Prime Minister always dress in his culture clothes. That, I mean, the part that I have seen. So I thought Mr. Ruto, knowing that this country is a culture country, he will also put on his Kenya attire and represent Kenya properly. Rather, he represent USA or UK. Let's put that aside. Okay, he said Kenyan Indians are part of the Kenya population, just like they were in Uganda and the rest as well. They are good business people. They have been there since 1911, and they contribute a lot to the economy. So he decided to visit India on a lot of issues, technology, terrorism, a lot of things that he wants Kenya to exchange with India and India exchange with Kenya. He said he look up to India, what India is doing, because they are doing a great job. I don't know whether India is taking IMF loan or World Bank loan. I don't know about that. But from what he said, he was very confident that this relationship will continue because he is for the past 6 years, he is the first president to visit India. Mr. Ruto travel a lot. He has been going to a lot of countries. He travel more than he stay in Kenya. And he was saying that he is doing all this just to bring Kenya closer to the world. Please listen to what he said first before I dive deep into this video and react on it. God bless you. Thank you for your time.
Indian diaspora in Kenya. They have worked with us since 1911. They came to build the railway, and they found that there was a great place to stay. So they chose to stay with us in Kenya. They are now very good business people, very good farmers, very good citizens, very good leaders. In fact, we have many of them in our parliaments and in our other institutions, and in the private sector, in the public sector, we are working with them. So the Indian diaspora are a great resource to Kenya. They bring on board the diversity of Kenya, and today they stopped being Indians. They are now Kenya's 44th tribe, and they are perfectly Kenyan with us.
I think he said that was like, He said he's traveling to make sure he creates job around the world. And I was like, eh? You creating job around the world for who? Create job in your own country. You are in Africa and you are traveling around the world to create job around the world. In Saudi, in wherever countries that is going. He went to Germany as well to create job around the world. African youth want to stay in their own country. Didn't he listen to what is going on? Didn't he listen that Europeans don't want Africans anymore? Didn't he listen to what is going on in UK? Every morning you wake up, up to evening, all they talk about is Rwanda and UK. They want to send this thing, illegal immigrants to Rwanda. Didn't you listen to the news that Germans don't want immigrants there? They want the job for their own people. So he's traveling around to create jobs. Okay, job opportunities. The youth want their job. They would love to stay with their loved ones in their country. So create a job in your country. So the youth will stay. The youth, they are your resources. They are your capital, as he said it himself. They are hardworking people. Like I said, this young lady that I met, she said she would prefer to stay in their country. Imagine a black being in a majority of colored white people. Every time, everything you do, they watch you. This lady was so uncomfortable. Sometimes when we are talking, I like to crack jokes, and I can tell the timing. She will be looking like, no, somebody is watching her. This is how, and it takes me back to my days when I was working in Middle East. And you said you are traveling, creating jobs for Kenyans around the world, because Kenyans are hardworking people. Yes, Africans are hardworking people, but create the job in your country so they will stay there, so they will not go anywhere. Because right now in UK, there's a law that has come. Carers and other workers that comes to work, they cannot bring their dependents. They cannot bring their, and God knows what will come up next. And this man, Mr. Ruto, said he is traveling to create jobs. Please listen to the words from his own mouth, and I'll be back. Thank you so much.
The other intervention that I'm working on is to make sure that we create more jobs abroad. We are working on 8 different bilateral labor agreements with Saudi Arabia, with the UAE, with Germany. In fact, I was in Berlin about 2 weeks ago, and that was a conversation between me and Chancellor Scholz, so that we can, because Kenyans are very hardworking people. Kenyans are probably the best workers anywhere. In fact, we have the best human capital, and we spend a lot of money sharpening it. We spend $5 billion every year to educate our children from primary school all the way to university. So, export of labor. I am targeting to export more Kenyans because they are a very good resource. And then we are working on the space of creating digital jobs.
You heard that. Kenyan people are hardworking people. That's why he's going around to create jobs for them. There was another thing that he said that at the end it was very interesting. That makes me believe that what I was thinking of this man, and a lot of people are saying, this man has switched side big time. He was saying that he wants cooperation between other countries. And when he mentioned the countries, he didn't mention Africa. He didn't mention Africa. He wants relationships with other countries to help Kenya. For how long are we going to, I said it several times, be relying on foreigners to be helping Africa? For how long? Some of these African countries has independence 60 or over 60 years ago, and we are still relying. Pro Lumumba said we are still babies. Consider some of the European countries. But even if we are still babies, these people plan everything years ahead. When I say years, I'm not saying 10 years. 50 years, 100 years ahead. What is our plan? Shutting the guns that they said is still going on. Sudan, Congo, even Cameroon, they don't have peace. Part have peace, part doesn't have peace. our agendas that we set, we always deviate, and then we take other people's agenda. So he said he wants cooperation, he wants a partnership with these countries that he has been traveling to. And every country he goes, he come back with a list. We all know that your aim of going there is not the aim they are preparing or what they are preparing for you. They also, it's a business, have their own agenda. So they will give it to you. If you like it, sign it. If you don't like it, don't sign it. But at the end of the day, it's you going, not them coming. If they come to you, then you can give them your terms and conditions. And if they come to you, it means you are important. So you can decide to give whatever you want to give. So traveling and saying that you are traveling to partnership, and at the end, where I cut this video, he said, these people influence Kenya. And I said, yes, it is true, they influence Kenya. They influence Africa, not only Kenya, they influence Africa. Because so many a times they send our own people to other people. And we fight among ourselves. When something is going on here that is wrong, you cannot say it because you have signed that agreement or partnership with that person that you cannot say they are wrong. You have to say they are right because they are your best friends. Whatever he's doing around, he's not like including Africa. He has his own agenda, like that man said. If you haven't seen that video, I'll play a bit for you to see. He has his own agenda.
Production in Kenya has become too expensive. So everything is going to shrink, the economy is going to collapse, and we shall begin begging all over the world. And we shall be a perfect client state for the West. So William Ruto, I think, is empty.
If you are Kenya, what do you think? If you are African, because Africa, we are all one, what do you think about what this man is doing? By the way, like I said before, I like the reception that he has received there. That was beautiful. And Indians, I clap for you. You did well for receiving him the way you received him. It was the Indian Prime Minister who fight and orders for Africa to have a seat on the G20, for Africa to have a seat. He was among them. So I think he loves Africa. Let's put it that way. He loves Africa and he loves what Africa is doing. I have no ill feeling for India or Pakistan, or because they are in the same boat like us. So if they can help us pull ourselves and be independent, that would be great, and stand on our feet. That would be great. But our leaders that goes around need to have their own agenda, and the agenda should be the top priority of Africa, the goodness of Africa. Thank you so much for watching this video. God bless you. As always, I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Please listen to the last message that Mr. Ruto have. Thank you.
Kenya is not an island. Kenya is a country in a context. To be able to get Kenya moving, we have to build a big coalition of support. India must be in the equation to support what we are doing. The US, others, China. You know, we build a big coalition, and that's my aim, is that the Kenya project is a project that goes beyond our borders. We have a big relationship with others who influence how much progress we make.